you have to create some kind of a protocol by which you inform the other species, like, hey, like, you're not alone, and you got to do it gently, and you got to do it through certain processes, and you got to make sure that whatever's coming in is not just whatever, but that there are certain understandings of universal ethics that will allow us to play in these spaces, which I believe is what these very gentle attempts to, like, religious texts and things like this, to, like, hey, you might want to follow these rules. You might want to teach yourself how to want to follow these rules.
Hello, friends. So I wanted to start this podcast with a short introduction. I have a conversation that follows with Danny Goeller, who is responsible for the DMT laser simulation code experiment you may have seen. And you can find out more about Danny at codeofreality.com, or his channel is Dan Go Thoughts on YouTube, DANGO Thoughts. So this was one of the most enriching and lively conversations that I've ever had. He's an incredible human. He's one of the most authentic people I think that I've ever met, and a brilliant mind, and he's doing some incredibly profound research. So without further ado, let's dive in. Thanks so much for doing this, brother.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure.
Great to have you.
Thank you. I love your mic.
Thanks. Yeah, it's colorful.
Nice.
But it lets you know it's working, so. Yeah, man. Well, DMT Danny, is it okay if I call you that?
It
seems like
the internet... The what?
The internet has named you.
It seems that way. The first time I ever heard it was Zoltan told me that it's what I'm called. Yeah, it was very funny.
Yeah. And I've watched a couple podcasts. I saw you on Danny Jones. Probably, I forget what's the first one I saw you on, but it was prior to Danny Jones. But that one you went into great detail on this whole journey. But I had a couple questions about it. So how long ago was it when you first started this quest? I know that you didn't even really know what you were looking for, but it seemed like you knew you were looking for something. So how long ago, and then what was it that actually spurned this journey?
So I think it depends on what how we determine how the story starts, because the story is, our lives is the story, right? But I think if I have to put a marker on a starting point, it would probably be when I first had an experience that I'm talking about with the frog guy, right?